Previously on 1984 Live. Following Eric's HOH where Marvin was sent out in a tiebreaker vote, Houseguests learned that the pre-jurors were being given one more shot at the game. Casey, Caleb, Travis, and Marvin had to complete a tangram puzzle, where the first to finish would win the battle back. After a quick race, it appeared to be down to Casey and Marvin. In the end, Casey won the competition and got back into the game. Tonight, Houseguests will compete in a battle of endurance to find out who will become the new head of household. Who will win this competition, and who will they nominate for eviction? Find out tonight on 1984 Live.
Congratulations, Casey! You have earned your spot back in the game.
So Casey wins the battle back, and I'm immediately going into this next HOH shaken and nervous and not knowing what to make of this.
Coming back into the game, I think I can have a pretty good shot. Right now I'm in a really focused and determined mode, and assuming this next comp is no luck-based comp, I feel like I would have a fairly decent chance.
Hello and welcome to your round 5 HOH competition. Eric Zalman and also Jordan and Elizabeth to compete. This competition is called Balancing Act. Here's how it works. You will each be given a paddle and a ping pong ball. Your job is to keep the ball on the paddle for as long as you can. Every 10 minutes, we will add another ball.
Michael tells us that for this competition, we'll have to be balancing ping pong balls on a paddle.
I'm kind of confident in this challenge. I feel like I'll be good at it. 10 minutes does seem like a very long time.
I don't know if it's a good idea for me to win this one, but I also don't know if I can keep me or Casey or Eric safe if I don't. So I need to gun for this one and see what happens. Fuck. Okay, listen. I have a back thing going on. I'm in constant back pain. If this is something where you have to sit still, that's not going to do well for me.
And endurance competitions, I would say I relatively excel in.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I realize that Casey has just won the battle back. He's a Michelonus, and the comp that we're about to do is really similar to the comp that Michael won his HOH for right after the battle back and evicted me.
And with that, at 43-36, Michael, congratulations. You have gone from evicted to now the head of household.
So I'm shaking in my boots a little bit. I need to either win this comp or hope that Casey doesn't, because who knows, it might be Deathly Hollows Part 2.
I'm not particularly great at endurance comps because I have Tourette syndrome, and with my Tourette syndrome, sitting still, it does not exist for me. And so right away I knew I was in trouble, but I don't want the reason I go out of this competition to be because of my Tourette syndrome.
Get into position. I will count you down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are
I want to sing. Richard has strategy.
Don't let the ball hurt your hand.
I realize that I'm set up pretty good going into this next round as long as Casey doesn't win. I realize that the best thing I can do is to throw this challenge completely and try to get a word in with as many people as I can who fall from the competition before the results happen.
Braden is down.
Braden is the first to drop. I don't really feel any type of way about this. I would have been alright if they had won, but I'm happy that they didn't. I'm hoping that I can keep going, stick it out, and that I can pull out this HOH.
Rain drops really early on, and I feel bad for them, but at this point, I'm looking down at my paddle, trying to keep my arms still and not move around as much. I need to make sure this ball doesn't fall off.
You almost try to breathe there for a second.
Yeah, make sure to breathe, make sure to blink.
Oxygen is important.
Don't lock your knees.
Yeah, don't lock your knees.
Thank you. Oh yeah, thank you for that. That's absolutely lock my knees.
I was 100% also locking my knees. That caused me to
So I'm balancing this ball on the paddle, and it's been tougher than I thought it would be to keep it steady. It's easy to keep it from falling off, so I'm hoping I can make it through this round without difficulty. I'm very worried though about adding more down the line.
One is hard enough. Yeah.
I'm in a very heightened, very determined mode, and I need to zone out everyone. I am pretty successful in doing so. Tim just seems like a really nice guy, but he just won't shut the fuck up.
Pasta? Here it is. Pasta for dinner?
Yeah, are those three of yours? Well, is that why you said not yet?
Michael, you remember when we had spoons and eggs? I got feeling. Oh, I'm gonna be just singing copyright songs.
Are you like really serious right now?
Sure, I couldn't stop talking the whole time.
But it's definitely not this calm. This calm is not that. You know what? If constant, I'm over it.
I'd be surprised if I made it like 30 seconds with 2 balls. You really like his balls.
This is kind of like a survivor calm, honestly.
I like half just want to drop so I can get out of this garage. I'm not gonna lie.
He's constantly talking during the challenge. Tim's really the only nuisance during the challenge.
I mean, I can never say I like him because I broke it, and I break it again. I don't know what it is. Tina Nicole Spears, you know, I'll talk to her about this. She's a queen. No, I'm waiting until Michael says it. 10 minutes. I mean, I just want to see how long I'm going to last with 2. I'm going to put a bit on like 10 seconds or that. Yeah, I didn't get my letter from home.
But I think that's just Tim being Tim.
It's just really hard not to rock right now.
It is.
I mean, like, I actually have to rock as much as I can. My Tourette's and my tics are 100% of the time, so I am always moving. I am twitching, I am rocking, I am doing something or another, and I'm just praying that I don't tick out, and I'm really trying to suppress those tics the best that I can just to hold it together.
Nicole Spears was robbed.
She really was. Oh, she definitely was, but I can't.
Stupid alliance with Brian Spencer.
It wasn't her, it was me.
Well, honestly,
It should have been me.
it should have been you. Yeah. I can't believe you all still thought Livingston, Kevin, and I were a thing.
Still 30 seconds. Sorry.
I haven't even talked. I don't think I've talked to them since that game.
I already have heard of it. It's like,
Oh, yeah, me neither. I mean, I really talked to them.
With one ball, I'm holding it pretty steady. Moves a little bit, but I'm able to keep it under control. I'm ready, I'm ready for the next ball.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You may take your ball off. That's everything. I think you give it a second one. Once everybody's taking the second one, we will.
I'm just all sweaty. Max is all sweaty.
Managing to successfully tone everyone out, minus Tim. We get to the end of round 1.
I make it through the first round, I'm going to get the second ball, and I'm excited. I've made it through this first round. I'm feeling like maybe I can do some damage in this HOH comp.
I'm able to make it through the transition.
Well, I hit the 10-minute mark, and I'm like, fuck yeah, who knew I could do that? Honestly, I didn't know that I could sit still for 10 minutes, but go me. So I try and, get in my rocking. Honestly, at this point, I feel like the rest of this competition is going to go pretty quick once 2 balls are involved. I don't think I'm going to make it further past that point, but I am feeling a little more confident. I'm like, look, I've already made it this far. Might as well just see it to the end as long as I can, despite the rocking. Like I'm doing better than I thought I would. So it's just, it feels kind of warm and I'm tired, and then the whole sitting still thing is tricky, and so I'm just taking it a moment at a time.
Surprisingly, only one person has dropped, which was Brayden. Like I said, I managed to tune everyone out, so I really had no clue what was going on because my focus was me. My focus was winning.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are live. Mikey is unable to make the transition. Tim is down. Alice is down.
I don't even make it through the transition. The ball sticks to my hand, I drop it just as time starts, and I'm out.
Slowly the two balls start separating, and at that point it's really hard for me to recover, and I'm out of the challenge. I'm definitely not alone. Many people are eliminated at this point in the challenge.
So I put the second ball on, and I'm actually feeling pretty good about it. I'm holding my hand a lot steadier right now. I think I actually have a shot to win this thing.
Okay, got the 4.
You check it out.
Garrett is down. Down to Casey, Brandon, and Melissa.
So I'm holding the paddle, my balls start to separate, and I really can't keep them both together at this point. So they end up dropping.
We get down to it, and very early on in the second round, people start dropping like flies.
As people are slowly one by one dropping, it comes down to me, Casey, and Brandon. And then Brandon drops. So then it's just me and Casey.
You get down to it, and it is myself and Missy. I still think I have a pretty decent chance at winning this, but you never know.
My final two is Casey and Missy. And I am surprised at Missy. She is shuddering, she is shaking. I am concerned for her health. I am like, is she gonna be okay? As Missy's best friend in this game, I know that she struggles with Tourette's, so a lot of challenges that involve balancing or having to stay still are really hard for her.
I'm starting to feel pain. So when you suppress tics, it's kind of like when you get the chills and your entire body tenses up. It's like that, only it's like that times like 10. And it's for however long the tic would be, except for my tics are 100% of the time. And so I'm very aware of that feeling, and I'm honestly at this point just starting to panic. I'm trying not to let on to that panic, and I'm trying not to move, but I am fucking panicking, and I'm in pain, and I'm just stressed, and I'm like hell-bent on a mission. I'm just like, I'm not gonna win this competition. I just don't want that to be the reason I go out. I want to go out because I drop my balls like a normal fucking person, and not because I can't sit still.
I can see that Missy is having a hard time, but she's pushing through, and I just need her to pull it out because I think her HOH would be best for me right now.
I'm really impressed with Missy. She was someone who said she would last, she was only going to last like 3 seconds in the challenge, and here she was as one of the final two standing.
Melissa.
So you're getting out and he's back.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Congratulations, Casey.
Yeah. The competition is over, and I have to go to the bathroom. I am feeling just really kind of like dizzy, almost a little bit delirious. I don't know how to describe it, just from being in such panic from trying to sit still, and just being like warm and tired and just like in pain from trying to not tic out. I'm like, I have to splash my face with water.
I hear that the final two came down to Casey and Missy, and I can see Missy is very clearly upset about it, and I don't know. For my game, it is better that Casey won, but I wish that something that positive for my game had happened in a different way.
So we get back from the HOH comp, and I know I'm good with Casey, so I walk outside, and I see Missy's crying right now, and you know, it seems like talking to her, this challenge was very difficult for her due to her Tourette syndrome, and I noticed how hard she was fighting, how hard she was struggling, so I just want to be there for her in this moment, and screw the game at this point, and it was a genuine human moment.
I was trying so hard not to.
You killed it.
I'm like actually shaking from trying to not die.
Oh my god, like, because I know you're saying you were having to deal with that during the challenge, and in second place while having to deal with that.
I was like it was starting like it's really painful whenever you try and suppress the tip.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No.
I can get some, I don't know anything like that. You're still having pain.
No.
Whatever I can do to help, let me know.
Oh, I'm good now.
Okay.
I'm just like it took a second to like repeat. I'm sorry.
So.
I'm like no, not my wishes.
I have so much respect for Missy for fighting through it as much as she did. I couldn't last that long. I didn't have to deal with any of this, so I can't even imagine what Missy was going through in that moment.
I don't know why I came for a second.
Yeah. Let me know if there's anything I can do. Okay?
I'm chilling too. Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine. I just want to make sure that you're okay. So, you're good.
I'm good. I feel embarrassed. I'm like, I'm fucking proud of myself, right? I mean,
You lasted the whole first round.
I
And
did.
you beat me.
I feel myself start to like involuntarily cry. And then I'm like mad at myself for crying because I'm like, stop being such a girl about crying, Missy. And so I do end up having a meltdown. I do about it, just because it was a physically painful thing for me to do, and I didn't understand at first why I'm so upset, but I realize now it's because I just like, I was tired, I was warm, and then on top of that, you know, just my pain from trying to sit still. I'm like, it was like painful, and I'm like, no, like, do not let this get in the way of doing it. But I'm like, once I was done, I was like, I need to go splash my face with water. Like, I wasn't feeling super well physically.
And it was hot in there too, so.
So like, what a tick feels like, you ever like get the chills and your whole body tenses up?
Yes, I
imagine
have
that's
ADHD, so I take sometimes too. I have
Yeah.
like, I'll
I'm like so
get my legs.
crying. I'm so sorry.
No, don't worry about it. That like, I understand how it.
There's a little,
Not
like,
to the same extent, but I understand how it feels to try and suppress that in my body. There's no moves without.
Well, I've done endurance before. I don't know why I'm handling it like such a baby right now.
Of course, we are stressed, tired, hungry. We were hot.
You're right. That makes me feel better. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting here like I'm being a huge baby about this, and I do endurance often, you know? So I'm like, oh my god. Thank you for not being mad at me.
Absolutely.
Last
Like,
round was completely mad.
Seriously, like I said this to everybody. As long as you're honest with me, I can't hold a grudge about that. You told me what was up, and that's what's best for me. If that doesn't involve me, that doesn't involve me. I can't make that decision for you. Obviously, I can try and get you on my side, and I did, but it didn't. Like you could win it the way you needed to go, and that's just how it is. I don't feel any type of way about that.
But what I will say is, for a lady who can't sit still 100% of the time, your girl still made second place. I still made second place in that competition, and I did not go out because I twitched. I did not go out because I rocked. I fucking killed it. I might not have won that competition, but out of a whole group of boys, I made second place. So I'm pretty fucking proud of that. Go me.
First of all, like, how do you feel to be back and to be HOH, and your like initial nomination thoughts, like really fast?
It feels great to be back. Michelonis Mafia all day. And honestly, I think I already know who my two are going to be. It's just kind of what I was told, even though I was told 3 wildly different stories about what happened. I think I know who I'm going to nom, and you'll see it when I nom them, because at this point, the fingers are getting pointed at 2 people. We'll leave that a surprise.
Okay, I'll take that.
I'm the HOH. I go to my room. There are people that I definitely need to talk to, and there are people I don't need to talk to. The number one thing that I need to say is I need people to know about the duo's narrative. The only consistent story that I got from the pre-jurors was that every single bedroom that's left has been tight duos. You and Brandon are together. You and Mikey are an under-the-radar duo. You and Melissa are tight. Braden and Missy are together. Eric and Garrett are together. Mikey and Alex have been an under-the-radar duo. So who would you say are the strategic two?
It depends on what duo I guess you want to work with. That's the only thing I can think of. I would just, I think Missy Brady. I don't see them working, like, maybe. I mean, honestly, like, they're really strategic. I mean, like, I think you listen to Kate, because I'm good.
Brandon?
I'm good with Brandon. Yeah, Brandon. Okay. I mean, we're tight, but like, I'm not like glued at the hip with him. Like, I think Missy and Brandon are glued at the hip. Where I could sell Brandon down the road, I don't think they would do it. They were like this.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think right now it's bouncing back and forth.
Between who?
I think for a while it felt like Braden and Missy had control.
I'd probably say, who are they? Who did you say what to do?
Essentially, the pre-jurors told me it's everyone that's left in their bedrooms right now.
No, I know, but I don't know who that.
Oh, the pre-jurors are Marvin, Travis.
No. Like you said, which pair?
Oh, which pair would you say is
I
this?
don't know who you said they were.
Melissa and Braden are tight. Braden.
That's what everyone's been saying so far.
I mean, probably. I would say Brandon and Tim have been playing the most strategic games, but I like them.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, like, my biggest thing was I expected to go up because, like, everybody said that, like, you were planning on coming for me.
No, I will be honest. So far, your name has come up by people, but that was not my intention coming back in. If I do put you back up, or not back up, but if I do put you up, I just want to know who people think are the strategic, and whatever the majority is, I'm gonna go for.
I mean, I will tell you this, is that, like, I am a very honest player this last round. I went against Missy, I went against people that Marvin really trusted me, and it was because I made a deal with Eric that if he didn't put me up, then I would vote Marvin out. And, like, my word is my bond.
Okay.
Emotionally, it was hard for me. Strategically, it was probably a bad move. I'm not strategic,
Yeah.
but like, I want you to know, like, if you keep me safe, like, I'm gonna pay a favor, 100%.
Braden and Missy, I'm not gonna lie, they are the unbreakable duo. Braden has mentioned multiple times they would never vote out Missy. I honestly think it's the best move to put them up. I feel bad for both of them, but at this point, I need to make sure that I can go into the next round having the best chance that I have to actually branch out, extend my little octopus tentacle arms, and try and have my hands in as many cookie pots as possible.
This really, really sucks.
Alright, as HOH, it's my duty to nominate 2 people for eviction. I did not get to talk to that half of you at this point. So the information that I'm going off of is half the current players and the pre-jury, which I've been told 3 wildly different stories. The only thing that I even can remotely say is that 4 people have been pretty much pointed out as the 4 strategic and unbreakable threats of this game. But the 2 names I heard the most, unfortunately, is Braden and Missy as the inseparable duo. So unfortunately, for strategic purposes, I have to put you guys up.
Are you sure it's not because you hate Washington State?
Casey puts me and Braden up against each other, which is just the worst case scenario. And the last thing that I want is, you know, to risk either me or Braden going. So I'm really upset at this point. Hopefully one of us can come off the block.
Casey mentions in his nomination speech 4 big targets that were talked about by the pre-jury, and Missy and Braden are 2 of them. I'm a little bit worried here because we had a Final Four, Eric and I did, with those two. And are we the other two?
It's now time to pick players for the veto competition. We'll need 2 nominees. Please join me. All right, as HOH, I'll pick first. Alex.
I always want to play as many videos as I can, win some, and I would love to just be able to take one of them off the block, as well as keep myself safe. So I'm looking forward to this next competition.
House guest choice. Braden's already up there. Alex is up there. I can't choose Eric or Garrett. They're not gonna help me. I had literally just like gone against their wishes last round. Oops. I'm going to choose Tim.
Hey.
And Tim raises his hand. So I'm like, fuck it, we'll choose Tim.
It couldn't have been worse for Missy. She reaches into the bag and she pulls out Tim's name. Tim is somebody that she pulled up and she picked Tim?
Yeah.
What the fuck, Missy? Brandon!
Alright.
1984 will tell us when the competition is to begin.
I don't get picked for the veto. This worries me a little bit because I now don't have the chance to ensure that I stay off the block this round. And I can't help but have the Michelonus situation in the back of my mind. I really am worried. Because I'm in a duo, I feel like I could be an easy replacement nom, and it would just be like history repeating itself, and I really don't want that to happen because I was evicted last time this happened. So hopefully neither of the noms win veto, and we can just keep them the same, and then I can just make it through this round, and I'll be okay.
We're not going to sit there and hide under the radar. We're not going to sit there and like lie. We're not going to sit there and
Like at least you know what to expect and
Yeah.
what you're dealing with us.
we're not the strongest conference. Like, and that's what it comes down to.
So that is not information I really have too much on. I heard Tim has won twice. You have won once.
Mine was just the one, the first HOH was only one.
Alex won once and Garrett's won twice? Who else has won?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually right there information.
Missy and Garrett and Mikey and Johnny. Aaron. Tim won twice. Garrett won again. I mean, like, Missy and I, not against that.
Yeah, I've just been told, like I said, you guys didn't start running the duo and you're the strategic threats right now.
Nobody ever calls me strategic.
I
I'm
know.
so flattered.
I know. I will say that if you win each, or if you win veto, like, I think you can take this down.
I hate you guys, both to
And I
death.
think you can figure it out.
Hello and welcome to your round 5 power veto competition. This competition is called Left, Center, Right, and here's how it works. You will each be given 3 chips. One at a time, you will roll dice. You will roll 1 dice per chip you have, up to 3 dice. Each dice will tell you what to do with one of your chips. If your dice says L, you will give that chip to the person on your left. If the dice says R, you will give that chip to the person on your right. If the dice says C, you will put it in the center of the table, which means it's now out of play. If you roll a dot, that means nothing will happen with that chip. You get to keep it. You will then give the dice to the player on your left. If you run out of chips, don't worry, because you could still receive chips from a person on your left or your right. The last player who still has chips will win the power of veto.
So we go into this veto, and it's a luck competition. I can't do shit with a luck competition.
Luck has not been very good on my side, so I'm hoping something will change.
It is a luck comp, but it's a lot of fun, you know, and at least there's somewhat of a chance I can win.
This video competition is called Left, Center, Right. It's basically a dice game, pretty much based on the luck. So really anyone can win.
I'm happy about because it is a game I've played before. However, I also know that there's really not much I can do to get the win. But it really comes down to luck.
Brayden, you can begin.
Oh, there you go.